We really picked someone who eloquently puts himself to fore and just gives us this melody that sounds so right. His name is David HD. Welcome to the Weekend Startup. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Anyway, we must start talking about style and pattern. I've noticed that you like to move around in hats. Is it like an Asha signature thing? You know how Asha would always do that for us in the 90s? Eh.
No, I don't know. With me, it's just...
It looks good on you.
Yeah, I think it's a statement.
It's a statement.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, so listening to your music, you can tell that this is coming from deep within the heart. What happened to you for you to start giving us this kind of melodies? Was it an inspiration from a girl, or was it a situation? Did you go to a concert and like, this is what I want to sound like? How did we have you sounding like this?
I think it's a whole lot of old school music that we listened to back in the days.
Like who? Who was your favorite old school artist?
Joe Thomas.
Yeah.
And,
Nana Jahim.
Tracy Chapman.
Oh,
since I played the guitar.
Yeah.
And a whole lot, I think I've listened to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to me about playing an instrument. Now, usually what happens is you see, I know that I learned how to play mbira from my sekuru, but when did you pick out that your guitar was your instrument, and how did you start? Did you go to school for it? Or can go on with blazo instrument?
Yeah, I'm a blazo.
I like that. So it was
they
really
always
straight
kept
from
it in the bedroom and didn't want to give me, and but I remember Bryan Adams. I was so into Bryan Adams, and I liked the way he played guitar, and I always wanted to play the guitar. Then I went for a few lessons. Then I started picking up from there, and I did everything else on the internet.
You did everything else on the internet?
Yeah.
Now tell me about maybe your upbringing. Is this what you've always wanted to do? And how did your family really take it up? Melodic music and that was a guitar. Were they like, oh, well done, go ahead? But you mentioned your dad was also part, an instrument.
He was a teacher. So,
music teacher?
No, just a teacher. Every teacher is musical. They do a musical course in their teaching. So we were also Salvation Army. So I played in the brass band.
I get that. I'm getting the picture.
So that's how I started. And of course, my dad was okay with it. Even my whole family.
Yeah, they
aunties, my uncles, music it's just in our family.
Tell me about your first performance when you decided that, yes, especially your first performance in front of people. How was that like? Because the crowds are just never kind.
You don't want to hear about this one.
Please, that's what we want to hear.
It was a variety show, but it was way before I went professional with music at Bindura Primary School, where I learned.
How did that go?
Yeah, I remember I was doing lip sync. Yeah, but I felt something was missing. That's how I came up with wanting to play the guitar.
I've also noted that you release Arima singles. Why haven't you given us Are you ever going to give us an album, or maybe is this your trend? We're always going to get single. This is from David.
Actually, it's the other way around. I think my albums are done. I think I've done enough albums, and I did a single with Zulu, but I still put it on my album.
Okay.
So I think
so maybe circularly, why haven't we maybe gotten the screams over the album? Is it something you are not putting in the circular, or are we missing something in the circular?
Yeah, I think I made a few errors with publicity issues. Putting it on the right platforms, because we had record labels, Diamond Studios, Grammar Records, they're all gone now. So I woke up one morning and realized...
I hasten to ask how old are you, because when you speak about Diamond Studios, guys, that's like Chimbet days.
Jeffrey is so we all came through.
That came through way later on.
But those are the guys that got JP Sulu on the market.
Of course, but as in on the way out, and hence I still ask. I won't ask. Okay. But we'll leave those years.
Yeah.
Going
you
back.
You wanna ask my age?
No, I won't. It's really bad manners to do that on television. Let's talk about 2024 now. I think this is entirely an interesting year. I mean, thanks to the numbers that have really brought us. A lot of things are in question right now. What do we look forward to 2024 coming through from you?
I'm releasing singles. I think that's where your question came from. But I'm doing collabos. I have a song with Progress Chifuma that's been cooked already. So I just left it out of the last album to release it on its own. And a couple of more, maybe 3 or 4 singles this year.
Okay. Now, I know that you do not have your guitar with you today, so we're going to have to vicariously imagine that. But Imagining that there's a guitar somewhere, can you give us maybe a sample of something you haven't heard before for me? Something you practice. Give us one of those tunes.
All right. I'll sing the one that I'm doing with Proggy. Music is my life, 'cause I'm singing all the time, yeah. You know we've got the vibes, and everybody knows, yeah. Kutitino gonna.
Do you know what I like? What I like above the lyrics is your leg and how it's doing this.
Yeah,
You can hear the guitars and the instruments and everything. But thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Konapo, Ipapo pa ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.